secure at least one? I don't know. For me, definitely put some dark clouds here on the Singularity side. I would like to say that they should come out on top here, but after seeing their performance against the South Force, I cannot have the same amount of confidence.
I am incredibly confused as to why we're starting on Mirage. Okay, we got the wrong veto apparently. Sure, we're gonna be starting on Mirage. We thought the first map was Nuke, interestingly enough, so fair enough. We sort of maybe got a little wronged on the veto, but it is going to be Mirage to kickstart the game off here, interestingly. So that is where we will lie this one. I'm now going to have to digress over to the good old cheat sheet of HLTV, see exactly what maps that we do have to play here. It's Mirage, Inferno, Overpass. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly, those are the maps we're going to be seeing here in the best of 3, and this is where, this is more standard affair for a team like, I'd say Orgles, Mirage, pretty simple stuff here. It is going to be the map pick here of Singularity. Inferno as well, that's an interesting pick. I probably wouldn't necessarily say that it's a pick from Orgles in terms of confidence. It's just that they probably looked at, hey, Singularity have played it 3 times, and have lost all 3 times to some rather underwhelming opposition, so might as well try to go for it. See if you can come out on top. And Orgles, I do see some of the smoke grenades now being deployed over the A-bomb site. It is going to be a fast commitment, but oh no, the crossfires, they're so good. Jazar, last man standing, trying to put up a stance, but he will be taken care of in the palace. And Singularity, what an explosive pistol round.
Nice and easy off the mark, it seems. Singularity kicking things off here. Already a beautiful pistol under their belt. Orgles, again, being hard done by to start here in map number 1. And again, they are going to have to be very, very precise here if they do want to be starting well on Mirage. Again, they will be bringing this to the table, though. Force buy not being taken, as expected. We saw that on Nuke in the previous map as well, where they were very reluctant to force buy. Good entry by Chris, although does lose a lot of his health here already. Will back away, see if he can keep himself relatively safe so far here. 1:30 and already top mid control. Orgles ground to a halt, and the T side going aggro. Oh, sorry, CT side going aggro. Ooh, is that an extra? Returns a couple of frags. Jazar now left isolated though, coming out of the palace. No bomb though, not particularly too sure what he's up to, but he loses his life anyway. Singularity, nice and easy off the mark, 2-0 start.
Yeah, there we go. Much better stuff here for Singularity. Trying to win that second round. Though there had been, some mistakes being made. I mean, you're probably more or less expecting an eco in this scenario, because if the tables would be switched right now, if it would be, the T side winning the pistol, then yeah, you could expect the force buy from the C side, but it seems like more often than not, the T's tend to go for the full-on eco the next round, then it's going to be the investment. So you could have played it a little bit safer. Accelerate, on the other hand, goes rather aggressive here, but it will be paying punishing Mertz, and actually that's a good nade there by Accelerate. Good damage dealt all throughout, and Jazar goes down to Accelerate. Headshot angle, those are always very difficult to deal with.
Look at the health they've got left on some of these players as well. Ping down to just 19, and maybe an easier chance of a swing perhaps, although good read. Manages to get himself back into a 3-on-3 scenario. Brody, they check the corner. Well, they get away with one, but a good crossfire lineup. They do not expect Ramoy though. On the site, prepared and ready, leaving Brody now isolated. As Singularity maybe working out that there has been a bit of a rotate here. Plenty of time on the clock for Brody to play with, so he can make a move down toward the B site. Seems to be now worked out by Chris, though. He will arrive, as far as we can tell, at the B bomb site much quicker than Brody will, although down into underpass. He'll switch things up a little bit. Gonna head through the unders of the map up to connector and most likely back around toward the A side. He'll clear out the majority of the angles doing so. But is he going to expect Ramoy inside of Palace? That's the scary part. Now, he's got such a good position that Brody does not have the time to check this, unfortunately. He might be too far away to actually hear the plant, though, scarily. So there's going to be a surprise element for both of these teams here. The bomb is going to go down. Ramoy now hears it, makes his way through Palace, and seems to be aware of what is up. All down to Brody in the 1v2, though. Timing. Oh, timing. Gonna be a beautiful little peek up by Brody. Now into a 1v1, and this is definitely doable. He's heard Chris' footsteps already.
Chris moving in. Oh no, he's not aware of it. He's not aware of it whatsoever. And Brody's gonna win the clutch. I gotta say though, when I saw the player from Singularity being in Palace, I thought, yeah, this round is done. So even though Brody might go towards the A side, plant the bomb, Brody's gonna have an incredibly difficult time just looking towards the Palace area because there's so many angles to check, and yet one of the first angles he checks after planting the bomb is in fact Palace. That timing works out perfectly for him, and of course eliminating the second guy also becomes a breeze. Very good stuff right now here for Orgles to win a clutch. Early nade being chucked in by Mertz doesn't really do any significant damage, but interestingly enough, it's going to be a force buy from Singularity. They're not going to opt to go for a simple eco. They're back at it again with a purchase.
Incredibly mixed buy around here. Yeah, the A there sort of chiming in for what could be the most powerful rifle here in this one, but again, we'll see. Already good damage by Cellrate. Beautiful swing into middle. Mertz on the MP9 finding 2. Now Brody and Ping both left isolated. Okay, this is a much weirder round than I might have expected. The force buy seeming to somewhat pay off. You can see damage done. Singularity are finding themselves relatively low. Both Yabi and Mertz, even Cellrate tagged up as well. Onto the A side, they will go. Ping, smoke down, protecting himself inside of connector there. The teammates helping him out, although as that bomb goes down, 5-on-2 for the retake, it is incredibly unlikely that they take away a round like this. 3 players through CT, it should be a comprehensive enough setup. But again, Ping, oh, he might be the deciding factor. Gets away with 1. Rick's now dead, but good peek out of Cellrate. Able to trade the frags. 3-1 and a nice little force buy around from Singularity.
Yeah, and of all the weapons they had about 3 players who went on to face middle, and they actually come out on top against AK-47s with just MP9s and Deagles. That is miraculous. They should not have won those duels in middle from the get-go. And because they won them, and by that point, I think it might have been a 5v2 or a 4v2. That's it. Like, Singularity have won themselves the round because of it. In Orgles, it's a little bit dissatisfying. You know, I thought you might get that momentum boost on the back of Brody's clutch, but clearly converting that next round is going to be a stinger. So, they're not going to go straight up force buy from their own part. It's somewhat of a partial investment. Some pistols here, some grenades there. You can see they're already setting up for the smoke grenades over the A-bomb side, but they can still very easily just commit to a B-side play. Maybe not the case, however. Look at this. Got 2 players in underpass right now. The bomb has been picked up, the smokes have come in, and Orgles, it's time to commit.
Boost up inside of window. Gives them a little bit more vision to play with now as they wrap through CT, but Yabi. Oh, I was going to say Yabi's aware of it, but Ramoy even a step ahead of the game. Now out towards the A side, and smokes down. Brody in the corner set up. Crossfire absolutely perfect. Mertz coming out with 2. Cellrate not even needed. ZNX good return, although back to a 4-on-2, making a 4-on-1. Mertz even down to low health, but does not matter. Singularity 4-1, quick off the mark. Orgles will be able to get the rebuy back here in this one. It is a fairly concise start from Singularity, though. No AWPs up posted yet. They'll be confident enough to play with the rifles rather than committing into the full AWP investment themselves. Money not extended enough just yet. But that doesn't matter. Orgles themselves not posting up a sniper. T-side wanting to play nice and loose. Although look at this. Straight to the top mid they go. ZNX already caught out. The second looking to be found. Although Ramoy backs away. Knows when he's committed over the top. Gets away with the first kill. That is perfect. Yabi already spotting out the players, but dead. Brody good refrag. B-site now open for the taking.
Brody's been doing some fine shooting these past few rounds, and now, thanks to his heroics, the B-bomb site is open up. Now, they're not going to plant the bomb just yet, because this is a bit of a pickle. Mertz is in a prime position to try and shut down the bomb carrier. Ping, if he's not careful enough, oh, he's going to drop the bomb. The package has been dropped. It needs to be recovered. And Orgles, a bit of a pickle.
Oh dear, Cellrate. I'm liking what he's doing here. I'm picking up what he's putting down, and well, Cellrate, there we go. Plenty of damage onto Brody, leaving Jazar as that last man. Does get a good couple of kills. Now into the 1-on-2. And with Ramoy being tagged as well, has got to be very careful. Jazar. Molotov good enough. Steps into it, makes a little bit of noise. Now they spot him out though. Mertz realizes exactly where the bomb is, goes back to protect it. Oh, even smokes off his own angle here. Interestingly, will most likely hop into underpass, see if he can rat out any sort of angle. No, through the smoke he goes. Time is ticking. Bomb is, yeah, it's even if it is retrievable, the time to plant is very minimal, and Mertz even gets the job done. 5-1, keeping things nice and simple. And money again ruined for Orgles. Singularity, like SG Pro, starting very confidently with a clean run of rounds so far.
Looking very clean indeed. Orgles having difficulties on the T side. Definitely not the first time we get to witness it. It's a similar case on Nuke as well, but you can make the, saying that, yeah, it's Nuke, it's a little bit more difficult. They should be having an easier time here in Mirage, but not the case thus far. Apart from the one aberration of Brody's clutch. So far, things have been looking good for Singularity. A bit of a push here in middle, as we do see from Orgles and Singularity, as they really want to fight these players, but those Deagles can pop some heads. So you gotta be careful here, Singularity. Do not overextend. That nade, though, that might actually get the better of Jazar, but got ping during connector. Jazar playing it up close to the smoke, hoping once the smoke grenade begins to fade, he can actually catch one of these players off guard, and weapon he's got at his disposal as well, an AK-47. It could be quite lethal in this situation. And the smoke grenade fades, Jazar gets one, ping also gets the kill on Mertz. Suddenly the simple eco is turning into a winnable round for Orgles.
55 on the clock. Chris realizing connector is under threat so far. The timing though will be absolutely perfect. Chris able to close out the round already, 6-1. Singularity keeping up the round spree as Orgles. What can they do here? Rebuy to come. There is a chance, most likely, that they will pick up an AWP now on this T side. Maybe it is time to start challenging, and that is exactly the case. Mertz, he'll have his own sniper. Jazar there to challenge Singularity. So far, so good. CT side looking fairly pristine, as it was for SG Pro. Orgles just seeming like they've not got a good understanding so far of this T side coordination. But with the chance of a full gun round here, the chance to extend what is this T side run so far, and it seems like they might have worked out maybe an easier side to take, although they're not even dedicated to B just yet. 2 towards underpass, 2 at top mid. It is a very slow down play. The bomb does lie in the hands of Dobbo though, so that is over toward the back of T-spawn, so no reason to overcommit yet. Singularity though, good hold of the utility, not wasting it, waiting for Orgles to make their move. And with the minute just gone, seems like they will be wanting to take over middle, maybe an A-sided split to come here through mid, out through Palace potentially. But it's a very slow and calm setup from Orgles here. I'm actually liking the fact that they're composed at this point. Every step of the way is currently covered.
It's good that they actually have managed to find their way through short even, but Chris is able to stop one. Now the players will move in. Have they even spotted Yab yet? I don't believe they have. Yab is in a perfect position right now as he swings out. He gets the frag here in double, and the short push has been cancelled. Orgles can hope to run through the flames if they want, but this is not the Olympics. It's not even worth it. Might even consider just backing away and saving. 15 seconds, Jazar and Ping will keep onto their weapons, and it's so satisfying whenever you're committing to one of the bomb sites. In this case, the B site, you have a split. You have 3 players coming through short, and 2 players from the apartments. And if the short push gets shut down, in this case, which it was, and the bomb is dropped, that's it. That's round over. Same goes if, say, the players are pushing through the apartments, and the bomb carrier gets shut down there. The short guys might have to reevaluate their options. Oh, they really want to go for this one. It's 15 seconds. What can we do at this point?
Orgles just looking very almost disheveled. To say that we're only, what, 8 rounds in, 9 rounds into this first map already, it's seeming to follow the same route as what SG Pro's game just took, and Singularity having an easier time at the moment just shutting down Orgles. And it's not even like Orgles are actually doing anything wrong, it's just that they're not as tactically enabled or as strategically viable as some of the sides that Singularity and these other teams are used to playing against. Obviously, being a new side, they're not going to maybe gel quickly, which is actually kind of awkward because some teams, when they form a new roster, usually have this sort of honeymoon period where for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, everything goes brilliantly. You know, they're winning all their officials, the pracs feel good, and then soon after that, the problems start to crop up. But Orgles seem to be maybe stuck in a little bit of a rut at the moment here. Not a great start so far, and interestingly, Singularity, they're already starting to pile the pressure on like SG Pro were in that previous one. Orgles just running off of pure round loss bonus here. They've had a single bomb plant in this entire game so far. Good return by ZNX though. Nice commit, but a fake toward the B site it is. The rotate has been sold down towards B, but they still have cell rate ready for this. They've realized now. They know exactly what's up. They know this is an A-sided take.
But Brad coming in from Accelerate, though. That's going to slow down the progress just a little bit longer. And Mertz now with the op as well. It's going to be incredibly difficult. Nice jump up there by Mertz. Jazar is able to punish one, but Accelerate, even though he runs out of bullets, the bomb has been dropped, and Jazar is just so low HP to try and contest this one. Wouldn't really blame him for trying to go for the save yet again. Might as well keep the AWP for the next round, though. Not like in the previous instance, at least his teammates were able to buy up alongside him. Here, though, it's just going to have to be another savior for Orgles, which is a little bit dissatisfying. Another eco. Players with pistols around Jazar, and Jazar's got the big green.
It's looking barren here at this point. Tactical timeout taken by Orgles. See if they can maybe switch something up here moving forward, but again, the scary part is that this one is it's feeling the same, awkwardly enough. You know, it's going down the same path as their previous series, and it just seems like Orgles aren't able to just get off the mark here at this point. Mirage scarily, as we sort of, the premise still applies, obviously, discussing the third map, which we thought was Mirage in the previous sort of pregame. Mirage is a flat map. You know, Mirage is like the most played PUG map, it's the most played FPL map, it's one of the most played common maps, but scarily Orgles don't have anything in terms of their T-side approach, and I'm hoping the CT side is better, but with the way that this is going so far, another pistol Kevlar purchase, Jazar, like you say, left on his lonesome with the AWP. It's a real chance here for Singularity to already start chipping away double digits already in this first half, seeming like it should be already coming through, but Orgles, maybe just not their day, maybe just not their moment. Nice little flash into mid. Ramoy gets away with the first one, though, out safely through Connector. Seeing if they can find anything further down here, but Singularity, no need to over-aggress, can just chill. AWP for Jazar will be a little bit of a nuisance to deal with, but pistols surrounding the rest. He should know where this goes, and ooh, Yabi nearly gets caught off, but Singularity so far looking as composed as they've ever done.
Yeah, that's exactly that. If you're a team like Singularity, you don't really want to fight for middle. You know that out there somewhere lies a certain Jazar. He's definitely looking for blood right now. So if you're going to be peeking out there in this situation, you could get punished, and you don't want to. You want to make sure that does not happen. Jazar, there we go, gets the frag here on. That's one player going down. Ramoy's being pushed here by the players, and he's able to mop them up both. Of course, Jazar, with the off being so slow, his progress is not going to be too efficient, and now he's again left alone. But unlike in the previous instances, he cannot save the weapon. And this is the satisfying part as well, that Jazar was still committing alongside his teammates, but now he simply doesn't have a lot of money. He might have to consider going on a pistol, an SMG, or in this case, I'm just going to drop an AK-47. Oh, so maybe it does work out well for Jazar in the end.
There was literally, I think there was like just enough cash to be able to get ping on the AWP drop and Kevlar, so was able to just buy up into the sniper, give Jazar his weapon. But again, scarily, Jazar hasn't done too much with the weapon itself, so They are in a bit of a pickle there where the AWP not being as effective, and you can see on Singularity, their confidence through the roof at this point. Double AWP out for Yabi as well, so he'll be picking up the secondary sniper. This is where Singularity are looking to ultimately punish. And look at the way that Orgles are playing. They're sat back at T-spawn expecting this mid-push because of just how confident Singularity are at this point. Molotov down, the flash is absolutely perfect. Brody sending himself into death here. He's the only player on that A side going for any sort of aggression. Ping good return, the nade though, taking down the refrag. Ooh, Yabi on the corner. Not too sure if he was spotted on the cross there, waiting for the aggressive push. The nade's so far going to work out. The smoke's starting to dissipate. Damage done. Bit of a late reaction from Remoy as well. Oh, Yabi, though, gets away with one. Mertz lines up the second. Down to ZNX. Beautiful nade. Damage being done here. And, ooh, nice little headshot onto Mertz. Isolates now into a 1v1. It is all about the timing and sell rate. Oh, could not be worse there for him. Wraps around the corner, reads it beautifully. Double digits for Singularity. Another victory in their belt.
Oh, that is some truly nerve-wracking stuff. As you have ZNX moving around the corner, expecting to see an opponent on the other side. And Cellard as well has the very good expectation that, yeah, chances are this guy's going to come from my left, and I'm going to pop him. Oh, this is not looking too good for Orgles, though. Just the one round being picked up. One measly round on the T side of Mirage. So, still got a few more options to go with. One of which, straight up hit on the B-bombs. And El Clasico B-Rush. It is going to be the Tech-9s going in first, and the first to fall. Yabi gets the one. Chris out here swinging out with Yabi, and they're able to clean out Jazark, though. Frag here on the Tech-9, but it should not save the round. Yabi, though, ooh, it's eliminated here, and Ping, he's got the awareness, but not the kill. It's all Jazar, though. Tech-9 in hand, and 18 bullets, and not going to be a single one landing on an opponent's body. 11 here for Singularity as Orgles, you know, they go for this ballsy play, trying to open up the bomb site. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes these faster rounds is what catches the CTs off guard. Actually, you win an important round, and then you can start actually maybe winning some gun rounds. Orgles did not succeed in that regard, and they're back to, you know, the old ways. The gun rounds is here. You got the AK-47s, you got the AWP in the hands of Jazar, and we might actually see something going Jazar's way. We see the early aggression from after Singularity. In fact, an underpass, Remoy gets the one, but this is now the problem. Want to retreat, they're gonna have to face some more players, or no, scratch that. Remoy is just gonna move in, and Chris does go down eventually. So this is the big problem whenever you're going for the underpass push.
Couple solid refrags, but still Singularity just showing how dominant they can be. Yabi now inside of that smoke, or inside of the Molotov even, does get away with one. Good refrag again though. Ooh, Mertz. I think he got gifted on the timing there. Doesn't matter because cell rate now left into shutting out Ping. They spot out Mertz on the back of the site. ZNX at least has a little bit of info. Does translate it into a 1v1. Now a winnable scenario. He expects the position to maybe be compromised through Kitchen. Spots out the barrel. Gets away with it. ZNX 1-on-2 clutch. Providing the second round for Orgles, keeping maybe the spirits up. But they get away with the round. A second one much needed. You can see the economy as well for Singularity. Despite winning so many rounds, have lost players. The economy is at a bit of a low point here. So might even be an eco round on the way to give a buy into the final round of the first half, potentially. Although, they will go for the investment. But 11-2, Orgles at least get themselves a second round, providing if they win this one, always a chance to translate this into a third. But as I say that, they just stack ramp, they completely rush it. Yeah, sure.
Isn't it just satisfying that of the 2 rounds Orgles won, or clutches, one of which happened, it feels like it was ages ago, as in some different other millennia, that Brody managed to win a clutch 1v2, then ZNX won a clutch. Fair enough though, I mean, ZNX did do a good job in that clutch. It was just Singularity, for some odd reason, decided to peek him 1 by 1 in a 1v2, which is always a big no-no. So Orgles, apart from those two individuals stepping up, just have been looking atrocious here in the first half. 2 rounds. It's all they've managed to cope with. And what they've gone for now is the basics. We're going to be seeing the smoke grenades flying over the A-bomb sit at around the 1 minute and 30-second mark, I believe. Might slow things down just a little bit. There's the counter smoke from Accelerate. But if they're just going to move in, yep, they're going to push on through the smoke. Actually, Accelerate gets the one. Still not too shabby. And the great thing for Orgles is that the bomb site is abandoned. There's not a single CT to try and stop it.
It'll be a brute force setup if they want to return this site back in their favor here. As nades now over the top, commitment through CT, good damage in return though. Chris able to close out a trade. They've got a flank already on the way. Jazar, good denial of it though. Takes it back to a 2-on-2 now here. This one looks precisely more doable now. Dobbo, good denial, leaving Mertz down into the 1v1, or 1v2 even. 12-3. Orgles, they wrap themselves up a extra round to close things out. Like the game against SG Pro starting off, though, it's a very one-sided first half, 12-3. It's a scary scoreline, especially with Orgles, like you say, the fact that 2 of their rounds were down to, you know, a lucky clutch, or not even lucky clutch, but a clutch in itself shows that the team play of these sides have been very or this side of Orgles has been very temperamental, but a chance to come back. Pistol round. One of the most 50-50 rounds of a game. And Orgles, let's see what they can do. They read it well. They stack toward, well, never mind. I thought we were about to stack towards B, but it's a window stack perhaps. Whereas Singularity, it is down to the B site. Smoke's ready over the top. Flashbangs to allow them the entrance into the site. And honestly, I fear the worst for Orgles in this position. Great nade though. Some great opening damage.
Oh, Jazar. Oh, Jazar again. 2 frags in quick succession. Ping also chimes in. This is not looking too shabby whatsoever. Orgles might actually win themselves the pistol here. Accelerate, step on the bench. So many players to find, so many players to kill, and he doesn't get a single one. This also seems to be a recurring theme of Orgles, always losing the first pistol round of the first half, but they have a 100% win rate when it comes down to winning the second half pistol. Every single time they do it again and again.
Seems like this side is at least not out of the game just yet. Singularity, though, nice and smart, not going to be going for the force buy round. Taking the full eco. Down toward the B site they go. Maybe a brute force attempt, see if they can force out a bomb plant. But again, should be nothing of the sorts really on the way for Singularity. Should be a nice, easy hold from Orgles here. And at least able to make what is a 12-5 before the gun round does come out for Singularity. That, again, is where the pressure will come through, where the previous encounters of the first half will start to plague Orgles again once those rifles are posted. But this one should be a relatively free one. Information now translated. Yabi already down to low. Some great damage inflicted. Brody and ZNX doing all the work here at this point. An easy cleanup. Yabi just trapped inside of the smoke, wondering what the heck he can do. But 12-5, Orgles at least getting themselves around before these guns do come out. Nice try from Yabi, but there we go. Consistent rounds, 2 in a row for Orgles.
A clean one as well. That's always something you gotta point out, that keeping these rounds as clean as possible is so important, because if you're Orgles, you're playing for the long game. You're gonna make sure that if rounds like these are always clean. You don't lose a single player, you can actually start building up some bank. And in this case, it's good, you know. You've got about $2,000 for each player in the reserve. That's very nice, but you're gonna have to come up against the big guns right now, and Jazar notices a few players there in top mid. Does some damage here on Chris, Yab, and Stellar. Nothing of too great significance. That at least puts them at one-shot headshot range with the M4s.
Ooh, did Mertz just spot out Ping? I'm not too sure. He's definitely aware of that sort of position. Dobbo, underpass, or underwood, sorry. Not as effective. Great damage done, Mertz. Gets away with the double. Now the connector pincer will come through. There's no smokes down either. Oh no, there is. Radar covered that one up a little bit. Jazar sprays, but only able to land a single frag. Chris with the retrade. And ZNX now Another clutch for this man to bring to the table. He gets away with the first. Manages to close out a refrag onto Yabi. Maybe even a spot of a head there. Catches Cellrate on the back of Firebox here. Triple. Molotov down. Cellrate to finish the job. 13 and 5. Singularity. Gun round out straight away. Back to winning ways. And they've hindered the economy of Orgles as well. 3.5k around average. It's going to be a rough buy. Singularity straight back to winning ways.
This is also an interesting idea from Singularity. The fact that you have a lonesome Mercs pushing out ramp, and the majority of the players, 4 of them, have coming out of Connector. That is always so scary because Connector, it's such a tight choke point. And even that scenario, when I saw Jazar, I thought, oh, he's in a spot to get at least a few kills. Only gets the one. Then imagine if the player in short as well is able to connect his shots, suddenly that whole push can be shut down. And remember, you just a few seconds earlier managed to find 2 important entry frags in the A bomb site. It's always got to be very careful when making a split on the A bomb site and having your players push through Connector. But in a round like this, you can always be cautious. It's just pistols you're facing, USPs mainly. So this is turning out to be a solid round for Singularity. Just the 1 kill from Jazar, and all in all, great stuff for the Singularity side.
Oh dear, 14 and 5. Jazar, fortunately, able to post up an AWP, gets himself a double setup. Actually, Brody committing into the second sniper. I think that's pretty much the right decision to make there, with the fact that Orgles are so far behind. They have just got to brute force their way into this game now. But unfortunately, they lose this gun round, and they will most likely lose the map. Now, fortunately for Orgles here, if you can sort of make a good light out of a bad situation, it is Singularity's map pick. Maybe expected to win it. Jazar, nice entry. But we've got Inferno to fall back on for Orgles into the second map. But we've seen now 3 maps across the map for Orgles. Neither of them, any of them really, apart from Train where they got double digits, have looked quite the solid approach. Jazar, though, getting the second as Ping finds one as well. Seems like Singularity will be forced into maybe staying on this map a little bit longer than they would have liked here. Smoke will fade. Yabi's position exposed, but Jazar seems aware. Yeah, lines up the nice little shot. Chris does get a reply, but short control already by ZNX to finish the job. 14 and 6. Orgles not out of this yet, but Singularity, they've got the cash for a reinvestment.
And most importantly, they also have rounds. Just so many rounds to work with right now that you can definitely have or even make a few mistakes here if you're Singularity and you're still in a position to close things out. Of course, one of the scary things that whenever you have a substantial lead, you might begin to feel a little bit too cocky. I'd be thinking, might as well go for a force buy here. Like in this situation, maybe going for the eco would have made sense. Now he got 3 AK-47s. Oh, make that just the 1 because Double finally gets himself 2. He's one of the players that has been relatively silent here for Orgles, and you want to see him step up to the playing field just like Jazar. Good frag here on Mertz. Moy and Cellrate kind of stuck right now. The smoke grenades, the Molotovs, they're blocking off their vision and movement, and Jazar must have heard of that one. He seems to be aware of Moy's positioning, and well, Jazar could be in for a nasty surprise, or actually, Jazar's aware of it. That's going to be an easy pickup for him, and Cellrate just left with the scout.
Ooh, nice little pick onto Jazar, though. Would not write them out yet. Stairs position should be swung by ZNX, though, as, yeah, there we go. Brody even gets the job done. 14 and 7. Singularity will have to take themselves an eco round. They have plenty to be able to fund a purchase for the next, but a chance of Orgles now to head up to round number 8. At least make this first map look a little more competitive. And just see if they can get out of this one. You know, maybe like they did on Train against SG Pro, get double digits perhaps. See if they can make this one just look a little bit better off before heading into Inferno. But again, like you say, the overexertion, the overconfidence of Singularity might be their undoing. We've seen a lot of teams reach this 14, 15 point, not been able to wrap up the game, and then do lose the map itself. Good dealing of the eco by Orgles as well. Nice and easy, leaving Cellrate as that final man into the apartment. But either way, full commit through the smoke. Brody finishes the job. 14-8. Singularity back on now a fairly solid buy round. It is going to be only rifles, but I do kind of prefer that. No limits on what they can do. They're not leaving Mert sort of sending him in for the first kill or having him, to try and factor an AWP into the setup. But Singularity, let's see what they can bring to the table. 14-8 Orgles. They are on the way back, but it is still an incredibly long road. The gun round would advance that position. Nice push toward top mid, but only a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, the 1-for-1 trade is not good enough for Orgles. They need to get more, and that timing is so unlikely. But it has occurred, and well, Brody tries to swing out. Chris comes in as well. That's the mid push being shut down, and that's also the B bomb side. Now, under the Danish domain, you got Jazer or Double, who looks like they want to try to go for this one. But it's going to be incredibly difficult. Jazer, though, has a vision, so he can try and stop one of the players. Gets him. Actually, the bomb plant does come in nonetheless, but Jazar's Molotov could force the player out of position and could potentially give him another kill. But Moy finds a good way to sneak away from the Molotov. It's time for Jazar and Dobo to commence the retake.
Oh, good first. Damage inflicted, but again is definitely available now for a much safer retake. Ramoy, though, nice little swing out on the corner. Jazar exposing his position at the moment, and Ramoy doesn't even need assistance. 15-8 and a confident 3-on-2 after plant there, handled nicely by Singularity. Orgles now in another rough spot. Money is drips and drabs across the majority. Brody and Ping, the only ones really with a solid bank balance here. So Singularity, single round needed. Looking like they will be riding out of map number 1 quicker than we might have thought here. Straight up to the A side, they're going for the brute force attempts again, although cell rate, even reactive. Aggressive push so far in the favor of Orgles. Chris gets a reply for 1, but there we go. Closed out nicely into a 4-on-2. Cell rate not able to provide much. Ramoy does get a refrag, but again, Singularity, you can tell there is a little bit of overconfidence still set in this side at the moment.
Jazar tries to go for the pot shot. Oddly enough, it almost connects. Good flashbang as well, gonna force him out of the angle. We have run out of utility, so it all comes down to raw aim from here on out. And Brody, spots out Merch, that's good. That's also the bomb in such a difficult position to pick up. So Ramoy's best hope is to try to win some of these engagements beforehand, and well, there's the first. Gets the kill here on Jazar. He still has vision, and Ramoy had no idea about the ZNX big flank. All in all, a good round from Orgles. They're going to maintain their lives here in this first map, even though it looks like they might be on life support right now. But it's good. They win the round, they force the opponents on an eco. This is a chance to actually get that 10th round.
At least make it look fairly competitive, yeah. Make it maybe a little bit more concise. However, Singularity, they do go for that little bit of a half buy, understanding that they can invest into this one and still have enough to be able to buy into the next. Ooh, Yabi does get in front of the Molotov, actually. Does not manage to take any sort of damage here. Now comes the rush, Yabi. Oh dear. Early entry found. Jazar now a vital component. The bomb is already on the site. A missed shot, and ZNX, his position has just been ratted out here. Early damage, and Yabi finds the kill. Please do not tell me they win off of the back of a B-sided rush. Well, a 5-on-3, it looks incredibly likely here. They might have just done enough. Jazar, beautiful shot through the smoke. Isolates now. At least these players down beyond the smoke. However, the after plants are solid. Good return by Dobbo. Make it a second as well. Much better now as Jazar picks off through the smoke. That will be enough. They've got defuse kits, they survive, but only just. A convincing retake, but a very weak sight hold to begin.
Yeah, I must admit, how did Singularity not manage to hold on to bomb side? Things are looking oh so good for them. We get to see Mertz being caught out here. Chris as well. I mean, just Celery getting unlucky in that position, but in all fairness, it felt like that should have been Singularity's round. They were looking very solid there. They got the 2 entry frags. They got a 5v free on the B bomb side, but I guess it also comes down to some players that oversell us. Why is Mertz out there in the open, you might ask? Some other players playing close by the smokes. That was not part of the game plan here, Singularity, but for Orgles, this is perfect. Winning a round like this is always nice. A bit of a confidence booster for the CTs.
Ooh. Chris. Sat beyond the smoke. Nade might be an issue. Down to 4 points of health. Orgles starting to actually look rather convincing here right now. Damage has been inflicted nice and early. Chris so easily refraggable. Mertz as well, even down to half. So there are a couple of easier opportunities here on the CT side to find some quick frags to trade the round in their favor. But Singularity so far. Smoke down in towards top of connector. Molotov down. Ping in the corner. Will be able to go for the peak, though. Gets away with the first. Good damage, but again, no trades out in return. Beautiful nades. Mertz finds a refrag. And now they might try and commit to the B site, but do not check the corner. Chris, of course, was low health, but not a great refrag to lose there. And with 33 seconds on the clock, Bomb has to either retreat or commit at this point. Either way, Mertz is pretty much isolated. They will try and orchestrate a flank, but... oh, timing. ZNX might be in a bit of trouble here. Oh, there you go, though. Bomb is down. Nice and easy. 15 to 11. Orgles keeping the round in their favor here. Another eco. Singularity. Not able to get across the mark yet. This was what? 15-5, 14-5. Orgles right back into the game, double digits. Should be round number 12 on the way. This one looking somewhat more convincing now.
Yeah, I think last time around the scoreline was about 15-8, to be more precise. But yeah, Singularity, I mean, this is where things might get a little bit dangerous for them. For sure, they still got a lead. They still got a good chance to close things out in the first one. But you're giving Orgles something you probably should not have. And that is confidence. They're starting to win rounds. They're starting to make it close. And once we get to a map like Inferno, the things they've managed to do here will definitely be seen on Inferno as well. I'm sure that the players will be feeling a lot better about themselves. That's something you want to make sure that does not happen. March though, oh, it does go down to the bullets of ZNX. Yet Ping goes for the engagement against Chris. Does come out on top, however. And Orgles seem to be in a very good fitting to secure themselves that 12th round.
Our game looking a hell of a lot closer now. Good flashbang as well. Ramoy completely left on his lonesome there. Accelerate, nice return, but only gets away with the one. 15 to 12. And Orgles, only 3 rounds necessary now. It's going to be a full buy from Singularity. They will be able to fund everything. AK's full utility. I'm sort of glad of the fact as well that Mertz doesn't take an AWP. Jazar is only using the single sniper, no double setup, so it's not a massive need. But even so, it is just nice to see them full committing to what should be a utility-style setup. And Jazar, he is deviating his positions. Was over toward the A side, now down to B. It's a dry peek from Chris. They'll realize quickly exactly what is up right here. Singularity just looking like they've sort of picked up what Orgles were doing in the first half. They are looking a little bit barren, a little bit disheveled with how this game is going right now, although Mertz gets away with one. Yabi finds the second. Damage done though, Dobbo. Double return for him, and now this gets a hell of a lot harder. A 3-on-2, and Orgles back in the advantage point again.
Oh, but what a massive kill on Double though. That's going to allow Mertz to make his way to the site and plant that bomb. But Brody is getting incredibly close. And will Mertz be aware of it? That's a good Molotov, though. Accelerate and Mertz will now begin to back away just a little bit. The scary part is as well that Jazar and Brody, they still got utility. They can smoke off some of the choke points. They can chuck in a Molotov and under. They might even consider smoking off something like ramp. Mertz, though, there we go. There's the Molotov. Of course, Mertz has to peek. It's all up to Accelerate. 15 bullets in the clip, so many players to find. The bomb's really even planted for him, and that's a good kill on Brody. Now he's looking for Jazar as he swings out with the up.
Is there time?
And Jazar succeeds, but does he have the time?
I don't think he does. He doesn't. He does not have the
Oh!
time. Singularity. They make it theirs. Finally. A long time coming, really, that victory. But it takes a little bit of a 1-on-2 predicament there to make it theirs. But Singularity, they get the map.